Do you know that guy who just gets into the room and immediately makes the entire room chuckle and makes everybody laugh? Meanwhile, you just try to crack jokes, and when you even say them, the entire room remains silent. Don't worry, because I have been in that situation, and after studying charisma and communication skills for 3 years straight, I figured out the solution to this problem. And that's why I will share with you 2 simple strategies how you can become the most charismatic and the most funny person in every single room that you will ever enter. I first want to talk about the most common situation that will happen. It happens to me, it happens to all the comedians, even the best ones in the entire world. When you will start to speak and you will crack a joke, but the room just doesn't get it. It happens to all of us. Just let me tell you a story. One day I was in a kebab store with my friends, and this one girl pulled up on her phone her dad. And I said, damn, he looks pretty hot. In my mind, the most funniest shit I could have said at that moment. But the room did not get it. Because when I said that her dad is hot, that means I'm calling her hot. And we saw each other as friends. So that didn't really fly in that room. But there was one thing that I did extremely well in that situation. And that is to move on. When most people, when they will say a joke, they will not move on. They will start to crumble under the situation. They will start saying, oh, I'm sorry, I said that. And they will start to destroy their own opinion. Or, if you don't want to back down, and if you don't want to move on, there's also a second option to this. You can double down on that joke. And it happened to me multiple times when I just said a joke. The joke was completely outrageous. Nobody understood it. Everyone looked at me, bro, what was that sentence? And I just doubled down on it and they immediately started laughing. Because now I have doubled down on my beliefs on what I have considered funny, and now they have understood it even better. So that is the first thing I need you to do. If you will say a joke and that person or that group doesn't get it, simply either move on. That's what I would do if that joke was way too offensive, for example. But if it was not just offensive, it was just normal, but they didn't get it, double down on it, 100%. Now I remember one good example. I was one day in the gym and I looked at the guy who was there and I said to him, dude, how many girlfriends do you have? He didn't understand what I was saying. He was saying, well, actually I have 0. He didn't understood the joke, but then I added on and I said, because such hot people like you should have 8 at least. And we all started laughing after I said this. That means if a joke is way too offensive and you really don't want to dig into it, don't. Just move on. Do not apologize for what you have said because you meant it and you are being true to your core values. So you will not apologize and you will just move on. If the joke was normal, but I didn't understand the context, that's when you will go and go even further and will say, because people like you, they deserve at least 8 girlfriends. The second strategy that I want to talk to you about is to make fun of your inaccuracies. When most people, when they stumble over their words or when they will just crumble on the stage, they will start to, again, shake uncontrollably. They will start to apologize and will stay blah, 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 blah. But one of the most charismatic things anyone can do is to make fun of themselves. For example, when I trip on a walk when I am with my friends, what I will not do is that I will say, oh, that was so awkward, blah, 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 and I will start apologizing and start getting awkward because of this situation. What I will do instead is that I will say, bro, apparently I cannot walk today. That single sentence is enough to make you seem so relatable, because you will call out your bad moment verbally and you will make fun of it instead of hiding it. That kind of moment will make everybody relate to you and it will build a rapport incredibly fast. And this does 2 very important things. As the first one, I said, builds connection and a rapport with people incredibly fast because you just tripped over something, or maybe you are not good at speaking today. For example, maybe I mumble sometimes when I'm in a group, or I stumble over my words when there's a tongue twister sentence. And I say, oh, blah, 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 blah. Apparently I cannot speak today, guys. Or today I woke up with a lazy tongue. Just make fun of whatever happened. That's the first thing. It creates connection. Second thing it also makes the situation funny. And what better social skill, what kind of better social tactic you can have than to make someone laugh and make them relatable to you? Mind-blowing. Incredibly powerful when it comes to social skills. So if you want to become the most charismatic version of yourself, just follow these two simple exercises. Make fun of your insecurities, and when you will mess up a joke, either double down on it or just move on like nothing ever happened. And if you also want to become the most charismatic version of yourself and get personally coached by me, how you can become the master at conversations, have insanely great body language, and have incredibly great first impressions, then you can click the first link in the description. This is my private coaching and course program right here, where I will make you the most charismatic version of yourself in just 6 months. So if you are interested in that, click the first link in the description. I will see you right there. Fun fact, just $50. Lifetime. Let that sink in. You get lifetime coaching by me just for $50, and you become the most charismatic version of yourself. So again, if you are interested, click the first link in the description. I will see you right there. And if you want to become 10 times more charismatic and become a social master in just 10 minutes, then you should click this video right here. Live a happy life.